Chapter 48. Prototype World. In fact, your world used to offer the same way of life as ours in the past, as it was shaped by the first group of humans that we sent from here, said Kieran. You sent humans from here? Do you mean that the first human couple in my world came from here? I asked. It wasn't only one couple. We indeed sent several couples there, he answered. If so, the myth about Adam and Eve, the first human couple, isn't true, then? I asked. Yes, it is true. But there was a group that also went with Adam and Eve, Kieran replied. The story only narrated about one couple. I continued. They were the only two humans living in a certain area in the very beginning, but that doesn't mean there was no other human in other parts of the world. Just because it wasn't recorded doesn't mean others did not exist in the rest of the world. Whoever wrote the manuscript merely reported on events that had taken place in his locality, but the world is so much bigger, Kieran explained. Then, the myth about God's creation of the world and man that I've been taught is not true then? I asked. Actually, almost all that you have learned is true, but there are other things that you may not even know before, such as the creation of the universe. At the very beginning, the solar system that contained this planet Tuangra was the only solar system orbiting the core of the Milky Way galaxy. God had provided it with the same topographical and climatic conditions that you see now. Nothing has changed. This world is also called the prototype world. He went on to explain. Although this was an almost perfect world at the center of the Milky Way galaxy, it still had an unbalanced rotation. Later, God created an identical solar system and placed it opposite to the first one, to create a symmetry at the core. And when the world at the opposite side was ready for humans to reside, he assigned us to take a group of humans there. In the first group, they were physically different to achieve diversity. There were 4 distinct characteristics. A couple with white skin and blonde hair, a couple with tan skin and dark red hair, a couple with yellow skin and black hair, and a couple with black skin and black hair. We brought each couple to certain locations across the 4 corners of the world. These couples had been selected from a group of young volunteers who were willing to go there. However, he made that parallel world a world of ignorance by setting the strength of its electromagnetic field much lower than that of Tuangra's. With this, people who lived there became ignorant and forgot everything they had known before. They forgot who they were, the plans that they had made together, and even forgot the place where they had been before, and so on. And that is a crucial point. Because they had forgotten everything, they could no longer gain access to the universal knowledge, hence, they were essentially cut off. So, this means that we once had the ability to access the knowledge, but now we don't? Could you please explain this principle? How does it work and why? How does the magnetic field that surrounds the Earth influence this? I asked. I'm going to describe the physical characteristics of the Earth's magnetic field first. I want you to imagine this magnetic field like an enormous bubble that surrounds the planet. Its shape will change over time when, for example, collisions occur because of external factors. This global magnetic network connects human minds to the universal network and enables them to access and communicate with others through this network. For those average humans who do not possess extraordinary mental power, we can measure their intelligence and understanding of the universal truth by the strength of this magnetic field. The stronger the magnetic field is, the wiser humans are. From the past to the present, the strength of the magnetic field of Gaia has been not more than 3/12 of Tungra's. As for your question on how the Earth's magnetic field relates to human intelligence, I can tell you that your thoughts still need the means to search for answers. The Earth's magnetic field is the conductor that allows your thoughts to travel, so to speak. Having only a low level of the magnetic field means that people in your world can't connect to the universal network. Therefore, the knowledge that you have or can receive is limited to only what exists in your world. In ancient scriptures, it recorded that when you came to this world, you were disconnected from your relationship with God, which is the fact that you couldn't connect with the universal magnetic field network. However, these factors only affect normal people. Those who have been specially trained have stronger thought waves. Although they can't use the magnetic field as a conductor, they are still able to send their thought waves out to connect with the universal magnetic field. Where does the strength of this magnetic field come from? I asked. Why don't you attempt an explanation? Ask yourself a question and try to answer that yourself, Kiran said, challenging me to change my mode from asking to answering. Well, I thought about it for a while. Maybe as a reaction from the explosions at the Earth's core? I answered, having got the answer from an idea that suddenly flashed in my mind. Very good. This shows that you have initiated the mechanism for accessing universal knowledge, he complimented.